Hello and welcome to TrainedWild. Today I'm going to show you how primitive toilet works. This is the very basic functions of how a toilet works in developing nations. So come with me in here. I'm going to show you the toilet. So you have an average toilet, super basic. You have your newspaper for wiping purposes. So what you're going to do is, because the actual back of this toilet is not hooked up, it's only really a drain. So essentially what you do when you push the handle of a toilet is you rush a whole bunch of water into the bowl, which creates pressure and pushes everything out. So I'm going to essentially do the exact same thing with this bucket of water. That smells great. So as you can see, all done. Now what you need to do to save yourself from methane poisoning is put a little bit of extra water in there. So I'm going to do that now. That should do it. So as long as the water level is above the hole that goes back, you shouldn't be getting toxin from what's in the pipes. And that's a primitive toilet in Guatemala. Alright, thanks for watching TrainedWild. Eric and Eric here again. So I wanted to talk to you guys about our Guatemala experience. Guatemala. We spent most of our time in San Pedro La Laguna, which is on Lago Atitlan, kind of center-ish. Very beautiful. Yeah, we went there because I'd been there before, so it was easy, a nice spot where we could just spend a week, hang out, and just have a cool spot to be. We did a whole bunch of different stuff. I think my favorite personally was riding on the back of a motorcycle, 3 people to 1 motorcycle. That was definitely.
Yeah, it was my first time riding on a motorcycle and like doing it with 3 people through like these tiny little alleys of San Pedro. It was hilarious. And we had our awesome tour guide and local friend Ventura. Yep. Big shout out to Ventura and his uncle Sebastian, who gave us a place to stay, showed us around the city, gave us a lot of cool, unique experiences that the average tourist wouldn't get to see. We did a Temazcal.
Oh, I forgot about the Temazcal. That was amazing. I
forgot about Temazcal.
I forgot about Temazcal. So Temazcal is like usually made out of mud and bricks. It's like a little tiny house about 6 feet by 6 by 6 roughly. And you have a fire outside, you heat up rocks and you put the rocks inside. And essentially it's a sweat lodge or a sauna, and you go in there and it's a spiritual experience. It's really cool. You go through everything and it's about letting go. And as you are ready to come out, the lady that owns the place comes in with, I don't know what type of plant it was.
Some sort of herbs.
Some type of herbs, and
cool.
she gets it wet and smacks you down. And it seems really funny, but the idea is that she's washing away all the spirits and the impurities from your body. Super powerful experience.
It was cool. It was like, you can tell that it has so much cultural significance and everything, so it was really cool to have that experience. Like, you're so hot, you're kind of getting into a zone, just like sitting in there trying to like control your breathing and everything. And then a woman comes up to you with like a bunch of wet plants. They're like smoking you in the head. You're like, oh my god! Like, just wakes you out of this trance. It's pretty fun.
It was quite the experience, I gotta say. Yeah, it was cool. We did a lot of cool stuff. We did a horseback riding, which it was his first time horseback riding.
First time horseback riding.
I've been a couple times. Last time I was in San Pedro and went horseback riding. The horses were none but healthy, like quite anorexic. I was not excited to ride them at all. This time we actually went and scouted out the horses to make sure we were actually getting healthy horses.
Oh, like if you've never galloped on a horse, that is an experience you need to do. That is one of the coolest things I ever got to do in my life.
Oh my
just
God.
Like going like a good top speed on a horse, flying down these cobblestone roads. Felt like I was in the medieval ages.
Oh, it was amazing. It was cool too because like we kind of ripped ahead of the guide for one point, and the guide was like, you tell he's like trying to catch up on his bicycle.
Just the worst thing to do to a guide. Worst thing to happen as a guide. So some other things we did around the lake were there's a lot of really cool mountains or volcanoes in the area. There's a place called the Indian's Nose, which is a feature that when you look from the lake, it looks like the side profile of a man lying down. So the nose is obviously the highest point in that face. We got to do a sunrise hike, so hopped on a shuttle at about just before 4 in the morning, drove for about 45 minutes, get to the hike. walked up to the top of it, and then, yeah, I got to enjoy an amazing sunrise over the lake. Really cool, unique experience.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Just being able to be up there, and our other friend was insistent on bringing a watermelon to the top of the hike, which at first seemed like a ridiculous idea, but when you got up to the top and you had like a fresh piece of watermelon, I'll give him that. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was funny. Like, some people were like, "Why the hell did you bring a watermelon?" Or like, whatever. And then we started offering it off the wall. Started offering it to them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, watermelon, awesome."
So we did the San Pedro volcano, which is right on the lake, largest volcano on the lake. It was beautiful. It was about 2-3 hours to go up.
Yeah.
And it was like 1,600 meters, which is like quite an elevation gain for not a lot of distance. But when you get up on top of that lake, oh, it was beautiful. Like, we first got up, all the clouds were kind of blocking our view, but you were still above them, so it looked amazing. And then, like, after, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, all the clouds rolled away, and you could see the whole lake. You could see everything. It was definitely worth it. Stayed up there, had some ketapan, which was amazing.
Some sick ketapan.
Yeah, we just hung out. It was really cool. We managed to stay in San Pedro for December 8th, which is like the conception of Mother Mary, I believe it's called. And they go insane. Concepcion. They go insane in this town. Like, any opportunity to light off fireworks, they take up the opportunity.
Oh my God, they love their fireworks.
Oh my God. So essentially, it's like a parade kind of thing. They go from the church and they go around the whole town and back to the church. But they walk like, 2, maybe 3 meters, carrying this massive, like, statue of Mother Mary. And then after 2 or 3 meters, they stop, light off like an insane amount of fireworks. Little kids are running around throwing fireworks at the tourists.
And you're
tourists
so close.
Are jumping away.
You're like 10 meters away from these things that are like in the streets, lighting off, hitting balconies, flying back the crowd.
Oh my God! Like,
so funny.
This would never be able to happen in any Western country.
Oh my God!
But the fact that it happens down here, you're breathing in all the fumes. It's so pure. It's an amazing experience.
Love it. So yeah, they get like all the way around the church. When we get to the end, there's this massive finale of this huge Mother Mary statue they created, like out of like Bojang scaffolding and a bunch of wood and like more fireworks than I've ever seen in my life.
That was
like,
insane.
Everything's like spinning on it. They're all like, "Ee," and then like a piece of it will fly off into the crowd. It's just
everyone dodges, kind of laughs, goes back in position.
Everyone just watches things, fireworks flying everywhere. It's amazing.
Your dad? Mahalo. Mahalo?
How can the mahalo?
Alright. That's pretty much all we wanted to say. Just keep you guys updated and keep wild.